Okay, now we're over at 238, and we got 75.79 and 95.77. He shoved him back a little bit. I'm not sure what he's doing. If they're... Let's just have to see. Got a cab with a crew over there. I think they're the crew from 95.77. This crew over here is one of the guys got a backpack on. It looks like they're a new crew for the train. I'm not quite sure what. I don't know what happened. That's weird. Unless maybe they couldn't make the hill. It's a short train though. A lot of steel plate though. If they couldn't make the hill, and they had, this is my just theorizing here. They couldn't make the hill because they have loads of steel plate, and that's thick steel plate. That's like two maybe 3 inches thick. Because I can very clearly see how thick it is from here, and it's thick. We'll see it when it comes across the crossing. And they brought this engine up here to add the power, and then they recrewed this train, and then the crew that brought up 75.79 is going to go back in the cab to their train, wherever that is, and catch up to that, and get on that and bring it east. You can bring it west. I don't know. That's a theory, but he's backing up. He's shoving more. So I'm not sure. Maybe they're going to put this on the siding. I don't know, and then and then run back down to their train. I don't know. It's a theory. As I said in the past clips, this used to be common. They used to have to do, the local used to have to come up here and rescue a train on Attica Hill. But I've never actually seen it done. And without the scanner, I don't know exactly the reason. He keeps rolling back. I'm not sure if... I thought that in the distance those bulkheads look empty, but they're definitely not. You can see the steel plate on them. Maybe you can tell how thick that is from there. Now he's pulling. One of the crew members is walking along it. Oh, didn't realize it was pointed to the sky. Now he's pulling and pulling and pulling. And 95.77 is definitely not broken down. Look at the exhaust coming out of it. Let's zoom in on that plate steel. See how thick that is compared to the gate. Each of those is a different plate. You can see the light between them with the scenery on the other side. That's not more than one plate. That's one plate. They got 3 of them. And no, that is more than one plate. That is multiple plates together, because there's one right there that's not centered. So he's a steel train. Looks like he's all plate steel. So he's short but heavy. LMIC are the freight cars. We got LMIC regular freight cars, and we got ATW and TPZR, I think is the... Which TPZR or TZPR? I couldn't quite tell. No, TTPX. I thought there were some TZPR up there. And you got one person turning around. It's like and the end of the train should be coming up soon. The train's moving. They're starting up and they're turning around. You got a TTPX. There's an ATW bulkhead over there. All the black flat cars are all LMIC. There's a red or orange ATW and a green ATW. That green one looks like it was more about BRC. Another LMIC. Yeah, very definitely regular plate steel. That one is very definite. You can see how mismatched the edges are. The ends are. The others are very uniform. This is... I'm not sure what train this would be. We don't have any steel trains on the Southern Tier. We don't. There's some steel mixed in with manifest, but this is interesting. This is interesting. I don't think I need to keep watching plate steel, so I'm going to sit here and wait for it to go through, and then I'm going to go up to the top of the hill and see if he can make it. I don't know. He's just getting to East Main Street Road over there, and that's not that far away. That's just across the field. That's less than a mile away, and he's just now getting to that. I'm not even sure he's going to have the horsepower to get that up the hill with the extra locomotive. Oh, here comes the end. There's the end right there, car number 32. That little flat car right at the end. Right after the bulkhead flat car. That's car number 32. You got 32 loads of steel. I've been sitting here for a few minutes, and he wasn't moving. He got moving. I don't know what caused him to start moving, but now he's moving easily. He got across the crossing. He barely got across the crossing. The gates were still down. He ground to a halt. Now he's moving pretty good. I thought I was going to be sitting here waiting for a helper to come from Buffalo. But he's moving. So I'm going to turn around and get going up there and get up to the top of the hill, and we'll follow him back. And I didn't just pause it to get up here. I'm at the top. I'm at Attica Hill at 389 again. Get out to the car. Goes the gates. I don't know if you can see the signal. It's a green. And here he comes. 8,800 horsepower and 32 loads of plate steel. Hopefully you can see that signal drop. Here's a really up close look at the steel. From a distance, especially that one. That was one of the ones that I saw that made me think that they were like 3 inches thick. But there's like there's 5 plates per space. That car is 2 spaces. That one is 3. That one is 3. Hey, there's a Southern flat car. I have no idea what the symbol on this train is. It's not 316, it's not 310. This has got to be like a detour train, or maybe there's some new steel traffic somewhere. I don't know. But I'm gonna be following this guy. I know I wasn't gonna do any chases of NS trains, but this is unusual. I gotta chase this for my own interest. Let's watch him go around the curves. I don't know where I'll catch up to him, because it's not gonna be easy going. Not gonna have anywhere near the amount of crossings as we had coming this way with a lone locomotive, because he's not limited to 30 miles per hour now. Or is it 40? I think it's 30 that they have to go. They have to go with one locomotive. The only explanation I can think of is either outlawing or he couldn't get up the hill. He had trouble getting up the hill with the 2 locomotives, but there he is going around the bend from milepost 389. Let's go. Hope we can catch him again. Okay, here we are along Dale Road, and the problem is 4,700 tons and 4,400 horsepower don't mix. He's got to be a detour train, because anybody that would have made up a train like this for this line specifically would have known better. The other locomotive, I still don't know how he managed to get moving, but he managed to get moving pretty good. He ground to a halt, and then he got moving. So, following along. I have a quarter of a tank of gas. I don't know how far I'll chase him. But throwing around a little bit. Well, I intended to get out and get him knocking down the signal, but he's moving too fast now. I could have made it across the crossing if I hadn't pulled over and stopped. Would have just made it across the crossing. I still should be able to get ahead of him by Silver Springs. By Rock Glen, maybe Rock Glen. Rock Glen, I have to cross back on this side of the tracks to get to Silver Springs. So we'll see how it goes. I was behind that Jeep up in Dale. Not Dale, Linden. Let's see where he goes from. Let's see where we can catch him from here. Alrighty then. I did not make it to Rock Glen and ahead of him. Come over the hill and I didn't see the gate arms sticking up, and I come over the hill and I see the tops of the bulkhead flat cars. Yeah. There's the end of him. Well, let's get moving. I got a quarter of a tank of gas. I can get down to Dalton again. Okay, we're down here in Ross, and I don't know if I'm ahead or behind him. I have no idea. But you can see behind me what that locomotive came off on. He is the only locomotive on that. You know what that is? Anybody know what that is? Anybody? That is a rail train. That is ribbon rail. So he came off of that, and one locomotive on that is plenty. Well, Might not have gone up the hill with that, but he should be somewhere. I don't know where he is. Now, he might be coming down the Silver Spring siding. He might have stopped in Silver Springs, but I think the Silver Spring siding is closed. So what he might be coming down to do, 32 cars is not that long, and a rail train isn't that long. So we might be having him come down to Swain, which is the other end of the siding. We're at Ross here, and shove that train onto the siding, and then come back around and grab his own train. So that might be what's going on. He could be also dropping the train off in Silver Springs, the dead track, or maybe the siding's clear. I don't remember. I wasn't there after the RNS left their cars. When I was chasing him, the RNS was coming through Rock Glen, and I was going to head over that way and try to catch them at something like over in Leroy or something, but I ended up doing that because I ended up chasing this guy, or the one that's coming or has come through. I don't know. So I'm going to take a look around and see if I can find anything else, and we'll see what the rest of the video is. Don't know. Okay, I went down to Canastrea, got gas, came back. The rail train's still sitting here. You can't quite see it, but beyond that grove of little trees there is the end of the train and the little machine. You might be able to see something white through the trees. See if I can find it. Yeah. Right there, right above my finger, is the machine that lowers the rail down to the ground. I'm not sure if they're putting rail out along here. I can't imagine they would be, because they just replaced the rail along here a couple of years ago, or last year, was it? Whichever one. Got to look through the videos to see when it was. So he might have stopped off in Silver Springs. Like I said, another clip, he might have stopped off in Silver Springs and put that other train on the siding or in the dead track or something. I don't know. I haven't seen the head end of this train yet to see if he's back on it, but I don't think he is. So I don't know if this will be the end of the video or not. It's not going to be the end of the video, because I'll stop in Dalton. If I go back to see where he is, I'll stop in Dalton. I'll do more video. If not, I'll stop in Dalton and say it's the end of this part of the video. I don't know how many videos this is going to be. Okay, I'm in Silver Springs now. I did end up going up here. Just called in that gate a few minutes ago because it was shaking like crazy, and we've had gates like that. Gates do things like that before. It's not doing it anymore, but it was doing it. That train is no sign of it, so it must have been ahead of me all the way down. It must have continued on. So that's it for that. I don't know. You have to look at the timer to see if anything else is on this video, because I don't know how I'm going to edit it right now. From CP Silver Springs, milepost 368, the Norfolk Southern Tier Line. Keep on loving trains. Tim out.